Only one player has won the World Cup Golden Boot twice. It just happened. Kylian Mbappé scored 8 in 2022, then 10 in 2026. And that changed the whole list, because the Golden Boot looks simple. Top scorer, most goals, done. But across 96 years, the story is much stranger than that. Some winners never received a physical Golden Boot at all. Some shared the top scorer spot with half a tournament, some won it with 5. Some needed assists and minutes to separate them, and one number from 1958 still looks ridiculous today. So start at the beginning. 1930, Guillermo Stábile scores 8 for Argentina. That is the first World Cup scoring mark. 8 goals in 4 matches. Already the bar is not small. Then the tournament comes back after the war, and the numbers start climbing. Ademir gets 9 for Brazil in 1950. Though, even there, some records still argue over whether it should be 8 or 9. Sandor Kocsis gets 11 for Hungary in 1954. Then Just Fontaine turns the whole scale into a problem. 13 goals, 6 matches, 1 World Cup. That is not just the Golden Boot record. That is the number every great tournament scorer is still chasing. And the strange thing is, it has survived everything. More teams, more matches, more football. Still 13. After Fontaine, the list becomes messier. In 1962, the top scorer total is only 4. But 6 players finish there. 1 tournament, 6 names, 4 goals each. That is the first warning that this is not just a clean trophy list. For decades, it is really a top scorer record. The official award era starts later. In 1982, Paolo Rossi wins the Golden Shoe, 6 goals, and Italy win the World Cup. 4 years later, Gary Lineker gives England its Golden Boot story, 6 goals in 1986. Then Schillaci, Schuker, Ronaldo, Klose. The modern list starts to feel familiar. Names people remember, tournament faces, big stages, but it still keeps throwing up strange shapes. In 1994, Oleg Salenko and Hristo Stoichkov share it on 6. Salenko gets 5 of those goals in 1 match. Stoichkov carries Bulgaria into one of the great surprise runs. Same total. Completely different story. That is what makes the Golden Boot awkward. The number tells you who scored. It does not always tell you what the tournament meant. Then Ronaldo in 2002, 8 goals, Brazil champions. That is the clean version of the Golden Boot. Biggest striker, biggest stage, trophy at the end. But the next 2 winners show the other side. Miroslav Klose wins it with 5 in 2006. Thomas Müller wins it with 5 in 2010. The award is no longer only about huge totals. Sometimes it is about timing, assists, minutes, and surviving the tie breaks. That might not sound romantic, but it matters. Because by this point, the Golden Boot is not just a race to the biggest number, it is a tournament story compressed into 1 line. Then, the modern run brings the names you expect. James Rodriguez in 2014, Harry Kane in 2018, Mbappe in 2022. 8 goals, including a final hat-trick, and still no World Cup trophy that year. That should have been the peak. For almost every player in this list, 1 Golden Boot is the whole story. You get your tournament, you get your number. Then the World Cup moves on. Mbappe did not move on. In 2026, he scores 10. 10 across France's 8-game run. The first player to win it twice. The first player to win it back-to-back. And suddenly, the Golden Boot is not just a single tournament award anymore. It is part of a career argument. Fontaine still owns the untouchable single tournament number. Ronaldo still has the perfect Brazil ending. Klose still belongs to the World Cup scoring conversation. And Mbappé now owns something none of them had. The repeat. That is the beautiful number here. Not just 10, not just 13. 2. Because 96 years in, the Golden Boot finally has a repeat winner. So the list no longer ends with a trophy. It ends with a chase. Fontaine is still above everyone. Mbappe is still coming. And every World Cup from here has a new question. Not just who wins the Golden Boot, who is brave enough to chase it twice,